I just want to echo what Senator May Quaid just said, and because she made me think of something that I don't know if I realized it in my first year, my fifth year, or my 10th year of teaching, but kids love being told that they're great. And they react a lot differently when you tell them, you guys are the best, you're the greatest, you're the best class I've ever had, than they do when we tell them how horrible they are and how miserable they make us. And I think if I learned anything in my teaching career, kids react when you tell them how great they are. And kids today are less sexist, they're less homophobic, they're less racist than we were when I was their age. And I just love our kids. I love our teachers. I love our social workers. I love our counselors. I love our security people. I love everybody in education. And I can't tell you how much of it is that it's a privilege and a joy and an honor that I can never, ever repay to anybody being chair of the Education Policy Committee for the people of Minnesota. I don't even know where to begin. And if you knew what I was like in high school and how did this knucklehead ever achieve this status is beyond me. But I want to remind the audience that on April 19, 1775, 250 years ago, at Lexington and Concord, here once the embattled farmer stood that fired the shot heard around the world. Here once the embattled farmers stood that fired the shot heard around the world. That's the core and the essence of America and American history. And a year later, coming up, it's the 250th anniversary, Jefferson's trying to figure out how can he write this document, where the second paragraph in his document begins with the word we. And it goes on to say, we hold these truths to be self-evident. And those words ring true, especially the passage in there when he said life, liberty, and property. And he looked at that word, that the meaning of life and the meaning of government is to secure the blessings of life, liberty, and property, and something didn't ring well for him. And he looked at proper and he said, no, that's not what I'm after. I'm after something bigger than just my stuff. That the role of government and the role of schools is to give meaning to us all and to help us pursue happiness. And when Jefferson changes property, the pursuit of happiness, it changed everything. Because now we have a vision of what America is going to look like and what American schools, and we haven't been perfect through the ages, but we're pretty gosh darn, wow, it's 1957 all over again, gosh darn close to perfection. And that's what I tried to do every single day in my classroom. That's what I try to do every single day in this body, is try to get those kids to figure out why they're here and why they were born. And that's the purpose of education, is to help them solve the meaning of life and to solve as much of the puzzle as possible before they perish. And I want to thank all of you in this body today, because if we hear anything door knocking, it's can't you people just get along? Can't you people just get along? And I want to remind the audience that being united does not mean we have to all think alike. But it does mean we have to listen to one another. And it does mean we have to have an open heart and an open mind. And I want to remind the audience that this body today took 5 GOP amendments and 5 Democratic amendments. And I'm pretty honored about that. I had no idea that we did that until one of my colleagues just reminded me of that. And I just want to say to everybody in this room, again, I can't tell you what a joy tonight was for me and to listen to each and every one of you. And we're supposed to be a disagreeable body. That's what we do here. We disagree. And people say you need to disagree less. And I would argue we need to disagree better. And I appreciate all of you tonight for listening to each other, for having an open heart, for having an open mind, for trying to leave this world a better place than you found it, for enriching our children's lives.